Honestly, there's not much more to say apart from the engine issue cost us everything. Then at one point...
Taking either the left or the right, Sainz spinning in to the Williams driver and eliminating him from the Grand Prix.
Ferrari faces one of its worst weekends at the Canadian Grand Prix. Both Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz failed to finish the race, resulting in a double DNF that left the Maranello team empty-handed. Leclerc encountered engine problems right from the start and a tire strategy that didn't work, while Sainz suffered damage after a contact and ended up retiring after a spin. Team Principal Fred Vasseur commented that he hopes they faced all the season's difficulties in one weekend. Charles Leclerc had a disastrous start to the race in Canada. Within the first few laps, his SF24 began experiencing engine problems, resulting in a significant loss of power. Imagine the frustration. The Monegasque driver was losing about 10 to 15 km/h on the straights, making it impossible to compete equally with the other cars. To try to reverse the situation, Leclerc and the team opted for an early switch to slick tires, in a risky attempt to take advantage of the rapidly changing track conditions. However, the strategy did not work. Instead of gaining positions, Leclerc continued to face difficulties, and the engine problem only worsened. The power loss increased to about 80 horsepower, a brutal deficit that sealed his fate in the race. Leclerc ended up retiring on lap 43, leaving Ferrari without any points that weekend. After the race, he expressed his frustration with the situation, highlighting how difficult it was to stay motivated when competing with a significantly slower machine. Fred Vasseur, the team principal, commented that he fully understood Leclerc's frustration. He emphasized that in a situation where the car is so below expectations, it is normal for the driver to find it challenging to maintain focus and motivation. Carlos Sainz also had a weekend to forget in Canada. From the start of the race, he struggled to gain positions in the midfield. Within the first few laps, Sainz had contact with Valtteri Bottas's car, which damaged his front wing and significantly compromised the aerodynamics of his SF24. But the problems didn't stop there. In the second half of the race, Sainz spun while trying to avoid another car, resulting in a collision with Alex Albon's Williams. This incident caused even more damage to his car, affecting the rear wing and the underbody. With so many accumulated problems, Sainz had no option but to retire from the race. Fred Vasseur highlighted that Sainz's starting position was already not ideal, and with the damage suffered during the race, it became impossible for him to regain the necessary pace to compete. The lack of grip and structural damage were decisive for the retirement. This double DNF not only left Ferrari without points, but also exposed vulnerabilities in the team's strategy and preparation. The weak performance in Saturday's qualifying, combined with the problems faced during the race, showed that Ferrari needs to adjust many details to return to competing equally with other top teams. Fred Vasseur, the Ferrari team principal, had a lot to say after the complicated weekend in Canada. Right after the race, he expressed his frustration and concern with the problems faced by the team, but maintained an optimistic tone about the future. Vasseur mentioned that the track conditions on Saturday were complicated and that several cars faced similar difficulties. Despite this, the team was confident in their race pace for Sunday, based on the promising performance on Friday. However, things quickly got out of control, resulting in one of the most challenging weekends for Ferrari since he took command in 2023. One of Vasseur's most notable statements was about the need to stay calm and consistent in their work, even in the face of adversity. He stressed that the team must continue working together in both good and bad times, without changing their approach. This is essential to overcome challenges and get back on the winning path. Comparing Ferrari's situation with other teams, Vasseur noted that all teams face ups and downs during the season. He cited the example of Red Bull, which had a tough weekend in Monaco, and now Ferrari, which had its challenging moment in Canada. The message is clear. The season is long, and there are many races ahead to turn the situation around. Additionally, Vasseur acknowledged Charles Leclerc's frustration during the race. He stated that understanding the driver's frustration is part of the job, especially when facing significant problems like the power loss Leclerc experienced. According to him, If Leclerc wasn't frustrated in these circumstances, it would be more concerning. After the disastrous performance in Canada, Ferrari is accelerating its development plans to improve performance in the upcoming races. Enrico Cardile, the team's technical director, is leading efforts to implement a series of important updates to the SF24. Initially, the plan was to introduce a new upgrade package in Silverstone, aiming to increase downforce and improve the car's balance. However, due to the urgency to improve performance, Ferrari decided to bring forward the introduction of these updates to the Spanish Grand Prix. This decision involves a race against time in the production department, which is working hard to ensure the new parts are ready in time. The main focus of these updates is a new floor for the car, designed to extract more downforce and improve aerodynamic efficiency. The expectation is that this modification could provide around 10 additional points of downforce, which would be a significant performance gain. However, producing these parts in sufficient quantity to equip both cars is a challenge, and there is a possibility that only one car will receive the new floor in Barcelona, with the other car being updated in the following race. Ferrari is determined to give both drivers the best chance to compete equally with rival teams. The early introduction of these updates is seen as crucial to regaining the team's competitiveness. The Barcelona track, known for its technical and demanding nature, will be an excellent testing ground to evaluate the effectiveness of the new parts. In addition to the new floor, other small updates are being planned to improve the car's performance in different areas. The technical team is optimistic that these developments will help mitigate some of the intrinsic problems that have affected the SF24's performance, especially in low-temperature conditions, such as those found in Montreal. With 16 races remaining on the calendar, there are still many opportunities for Ferrari to recover and compete at the top. The introduction of updates in Barcelona will be a crucial moment to assess whether the team can correct the course and return to fighting for podiums and victories. The race in Barcelona, known for being a technical and demanding track, will serve as an excellent barometer to measure the true potential of the new modifications. Additionally, it is important for the drivers to maintain confidence and motivation. As Vasseur highlighted, it is normal to feel frustration after a tough weekend, but it is essential to turn that frustration into determination for the upcoming challenges. Leclerc and Sainz have the talent and experience to overcome obstacles and get back to competing at the highest level. So folks, what can we expect from Ferrari in the upcoming races? After a disastrous weekend in Canada, the Maranello team is speeding up development to bring updates already in Barcelona. Will these updates make a difference and put Ferrari back in the fight? Only time will tell. One thing is certain, the 2024 season is far from over, and we still have many races ahead. Let's keep following every detail, every lap, every update. So, stay tuned because Formula One is unpredictable, and surprises are always around the corner. And of course, leave your thoughts in the comments. Will Ferrari be able to recover? Let's discuss and analyze every moment of this journey together. See you in the next video, folks.